every evening when the sun goes down, get with my party and I begin to clown. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinker. I set 'em up another round. I set 'em up another round. I set 'em up another round. One more round won't get me down.
Hello and welcome to Drinking with Fear. Hello everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Hello to the readers. Hello.
Okay.
Hello. How is everyone?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. I'm on my fourth can, so I'm quite happy.
You're on your fourth
now
can?
that I'm here.
Yeah.
It took me 2 hours to get home because of fucking traffic.
Hence why I'm on my fourth can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we have been waiting. We've been talking football, the thing that we don't talk about on the podcast.
I'm glad you've got it out of the way before I got here.
Good chat, actually.
I enjoyed it. Big peas, little peas.
Big Pete, yeah, I threw in a bit of time form as well, a bit of horse racing time form to do with football, which, that went quite well, actually, didn't it, in a weird way?
I enjoyed it.
Good.
So
hello,
you've been doing a bit of football, haven't you?
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm going to go on to. Welcome to Drinking with Fear. I'm the Fear, and I'm drinking once again with Wayne and Ben. I'm on.
Hi.
I've got a lovely Star Praven mug. So anyone from Shropshire Cricket Club, you're missing one of these because I must have walked home with one. And I've got a Cobra from out of India.
It's a free bottle of Cobra as well.
Free bottle of Cobra from out of India.
Yeah. I drink there and I eat there at least once a week. I've never been given a free one.
If we were going to have a sponsor, and I always mention it just in case.
Got to be those.
I mean, to be fair, any company ever just get in contact, But out of India would be amazing.
Not Tampax.
If Tampax want to sponsor
If
this,
they want to give us money, I'll take
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
Yeah, Femidons, anything like that. Douches. No. Not interested.
Well, you don't use them, but maybe our
Maybe he does.
female viewership would appreciate sponsorship by
douches.
douches and Tampax and.
Okay, I just wouldn't.
don't need any more douches. There's 3 already.
It's going to be a great episode.
Oh dear! Start on the right foot. So I'm drinking a Cobra in a Star Praven, but I do have. Actually, I've got more Cobra left. Not a lot. And then I've got an ice cold Carling to finish off. Well, not finish off, but drink. Oh, sound effect on that. So that's lovely Cobra, which was free from my travels from out of India because I popped in for an emergency few pints after I got back.
No, well worth it. If you can go anywhere for emergency food, it has to be.
Could we do a podcast?
I'd love to do that.
There we go.
Can we do the tip one first? Tip one first.
Did you hear tit?
I heard tit.
I heard tit.
I meant tip. Tip, beer garden, out of India.
You've already done 33 tit ones already.
There we go.
So you're still rocking the old Stella 4.
I think this might be my last one.
Oh dear, you're on the Stella 4.
I'm going to have to buy a crate of something else afterwards.
The Stella 4 form is still strong.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying it.
And you're on the old Carling train, which I'm going to be joining you on very shortly.
Yeah, I'm getting quite boring with this now, aren't I?
Well, you are drinking.
I need to get some Bud Light. Not Bud Light, what did you have? Coors Light.
Coors Light.
Yeah.
You've not had that for a while.
I know. Well, it wasn't on offer.
Oh, okay.
Now Carling is, so I'm now back on that. I'm quite cheap.
You are. I've got back from Baku. That was the thing last week. Yeah. I mean, end of the day, I'm not going to go through it step by step, but just a major experience being there. Well, obviously the game and all that sort of thing. The stadium was amazing, but the travelling, the 5 flights.
Was that as much of a ball ache as it sounded?
Yeah, it
wasn't.
It wasn't. Travelling there from here to Istanbul and Istanbul to Baku, fine. You get there, have some sleep, and then but then it was just a full blown day and night and then day without any sleep because it was the football and doing the job and then leaving the stadium and that. But Baku as a city in Azerbaijan, mental. They've got a Grand Prix there, and it's a Grand Prix city because there's just crazy buildings everywhere. They call it like their version of Dubai. It kind of is in a way with the mental buildings, but a load of old buildings as well. Massive, wide open kind of motorways and that. But just really, really clean as well. There's loads of people. Obviously, they had a major European final, so they wanted to show themselves off to their best effect and that. But just load of people like tidying up everywhere, and it seemed like everyone had a job. You go into a shop and there's like 6 people there, and you're at the airport, like the duty free, there's like 3 people like putting stuff in bags and that. It's just everyone's doing
Sounds a
something.
bit overkill.
Yeah, but I think they're just really trying. You know what I mean? It's
Bless it. Well, it does sound like a place from Star Wars, doesn't it?
Baku.
Baku.
Yeah. Beautiful place though. We're on the Caspian Sea. At the front, they've got this park where you walk through, and fountains everywhere, bars and restaurants and droids, and Wookiees and all sorts. But
AT-ATs.
Yeah,
just wandering around everywhere.
But amazing, and the stadium's nuts, like really steep, 68,000 or whatever, just massive, and but in terms of being a final of a big European football tournament, completely the wrong place because there's no one there from Arsenal or Chelsea. There were a million people wearing Arsenal and Chelsea shirts. It was kind of...
Well, I saw that in the papers. So if you were wearing a Mkhitaryan top, then you got pulled. Were they arrested or were they just like assessors?
Mkhitaryan?
Well, Mkhitaryan's an Armenian footballer. They wasn't allowed to play in the final because of the political differences between Azerbaijan and Armenia.
Yeah, so he didn't go with Arsenal.
That sounds like a lot of stuff that people don't give a shit about.
Yes, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Armenia and Azerbaijan,
unless you're an Arsenal
footballer.
Fan.
No, that's the thing. Like he didn't play in a major European final because of the host nation of that final. Don't get on with the country that he's from. Well, don't play the final there.
It's like Israel and Palestine sort of.
Yeah, but I mean,
thing
you'd have thought there would be.
You'd only play football
above that, wouldn't they?
You'd have thought so.
You'd have thought so, but
like,
it definitely
it's a
happened.
Separate entity from like.
So you got all these people packing bags, but they're all still quite idiotic in their ways that they're not allowed to let one person come in and play football.
Well, that's all way above our kind of like way.
Is he just banned from entering the country or something?
Pretty much,
yeah.
But anybody that was wearing his shirt also got. I wouldn't say arrested. Were they asked to remove them, or
there was different fan parks as they have in these events for Arsenal fans. There was one for Chelsea fans, and then there was like a joint one, and I sat on a plane on the way from Turkey to Baku next to this bloke in Arsenal shirt with his missus, and they were from Saudi Arabia. Never seen an Arsenal game live, so this was his best chance of seeing one. So there you go. That's the reason it's kind of in Baku, and in this fans park there was everyone wearing Chelsea and Arsenal shirts. None of them really from London or from kind of Western Europe. They're all from that region. So that's kind of the reason that it's there, because they want to spread the game. Absolutely fine, like no problem at all. But when it comes to a footballer and when it comes to football fans walking around with a Mkhitaryan on the back of their shirt, and
we're talking football again, mate.
Well, yeah,
he's got no idea.
Yeah, someone basically got stopped. Well, a few people got stopped walking into a fans park and questioned because they had a certain name on the back of their football shirt. Who cares? But yeah, apart from that, it was great, But that was only one, and obviously because of that reason, people were kind of looking for that, that angle in terms of reports and stuff. But anyway,
fair enough.
But it was the travel back was always going to be the issue. Leaving the ground. It's 2 a.m. There was meant to be shuttle buses, but there weren't.
Did you not have any kit after doing it? Or
no, straight to the airport.
Jesus Christ!
But there was basically just a mad rush because there's a million taxi drivers. When you leave the airport, there's just the car park outside's huge. I was like, Christ, this airport must be massive. It's all taxi drivers. And
what was the duty-free shop like?
I just walked straight through them. But to get back, it turned into a bit of a mission. In terms of just all these cars everywhere and people not knowing what to do, it's way gone 2 a.m. and I was like, right.
Uber?
Well, this is the thing, you can't get an Uber. I was like, I'm just going to jump in the taxi.
How backwards is that?
I'm just going to
jump in. You can
have
have a Grand Prix, but you can't order an Uber.
I'm going to jump in like just Dave's taxi, whoever. Like, airport, please. I've got 40 of these maracas. So it's about 20 quid.
Maracas.
I was like,
I have maracas.
This is what I'm going to pay.
Playing Spanish instruments.
Mm. And this chap, I look down the row of.
Is that same as the Turkish people paying in camels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I looked down his row.
A lot more musical.
Yeah. And this bloke, he's looked up. He's got a lad, and he's about 10, and both in Chelsea shirts.
Paying castanets.
Beautiful.
That's why they disagree so much.
Oh, I get that.
And he just looked up at me, and he just had horror on his face.
We do care.
Yeah.
We do.
He had horror on his face, and he just looked up, and I was like, "You going to the airport?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Let's just get in the taxi." Just, because he's worried. Like, he's like, "Where are the buses?" I'm like, "The buses don't exist. Like, there are no buses now. We just have to get in a taxi." So we got in his taxi, got to the airport.
Sounds a bit post-apocalyptic.
It was a bit crazy after the game, I will say. It was a bit mental. But went to Minsk, went to Amsterdam, and then back to Gatwick, but Amsterdam is really where it all went wrong. Because
You had too much drugs.
I sat on
Did
the
they
plane.
have
drugs.
Did they have neither castanets?
No,
or,
there was no
or
castanets.
maracas.
Did you go to see a sex show?
No. I got on the plane from Minsk to Amsterdam, and I'm sat there. I've got my shirt on, I've got my jeans on, and that. And I'm like, oh god, like just smelling, just
The same shirt you were wearing at the.
yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Because I've not.
I'm
got,
there.
you know. And anyway, I sat on the plane. I was like, so anyway, my wallet and my passport on me and that. So I put them in the pocket of the chair in front, as you got on planes, where they got the safety stuff and all that sort of thing. And
Sounds like a bad idea. To start.
yeah, so when I get off the plane and I'm inside the airport, I then realise I'm really hungry. I put my hand in my back pocket and my wallet is not there.
Oh,
It's
Did
still
you
on
feel
the plane.
sick?
It's still on a Belarusian Airways plane.
no way.
Oh, so I was like, quick, I'll grab someone. I was like, I've left my wallet on the plane. Then I'll go to Lost and Found. Went down Lost and Found, and this guy was perfectly sound, but he's like, look, we won't get it for another like 48 hours if he gets handed in and all this. So I'm stood in the middle of Amsterdam's massive airport, going, oh, I'm in the shit. Just cancel the cards and just get on the plane. Fuck it, you know. It's got 20 quid in cash in there. You've lost your wallet, you know.
You've got no need for money at this point.
No real need. I could maybe get cash out the cash point by phoning HSBC and getting an emergency, whatever.
Yeah, you can type in that thing, can't you?
And I was like, oh shit. Anyway, and the last thing, there was like hotel information. So I went airport information. I went to this counter. There's two women there, right in the centre, and I asked one of the women, and she was like, oh no. I'll try and get in contact with them. But she phoned up, but she goes, no one's answering. And she goes, there is kind of like the guy in charge around there, that kind of gate area. I'll just phone him. And anyway, she phoned, no one answered. That's, oh God. She goes, oh, I'll just phone again. And she phoned him and answered and spoke for 10 seconds. And she goes, oh, he'll be here in 20 minutes. He's got it.
Wow.
Nice.
And I'm just like,
That never happens.
you are a hero, this woman, Lisa, right? Anyway, I was like, oh my God, I just felt amazing. I was like, thank you very much. She goes, oh no, it's fine. Anyway, there was this woman next to her, and she goes, well, that's good. And I said, yeah, she was American. And she goes, she sorted me out. She lost a passport and everything, and she's got to go to San Francisco. And she goes, I said, oh, has it all been? She goes, all been done. Like, she sorted everything
Well,
out.
Lisa sorted her out.
She
as
sorted
well.
her out as well. So I stood there.
Lisa's
Well, we need more
amazing.
Lisas.
This Lisa, but I stood there and I know
Yeah, no.
witnessed what Lisa has to do for a job.
Okay.
Now, I've worked in retail. You know, you've worked
it's in
in
Amsterdam.
retail.
I still work in retail.
You have worked in retail.
Yeah.
Or served the general public.
Mm-hmm.
She is the information woman at a fucking major international airport.
So she does fucking everything.
Everyone came up to ask questions, and in the 20 minutes I stood watching, unbelievable questions were asked. This bloke comes up,
Go
and
on.
he was English, and just goes, where's fucking gate H? Dead loud. And I'm like, and I just went like this, there, just pointed. I was like, it's there. And he turns around, and this woman's like, it's over there. Yeah, and just runs off like this. And I was like, oh God,
Was this actually you?
Next person comes up and has got a
Where's
question
my
about
fucking wallet?
and ask a question. Exactly. Yeah. Answer now, for fuck's sake, Lisa. Put your finger out your ass, for fuck's sake. Take that cape off, you know, hero. Next person comes up, equally annoyed, said something in song language and this and the other, and she just went dead calmly, answered, and they fucked off. Next person comes up, going like, I've lost Marge, like this.
Was it Homer?
But this was the thing, and it was in a
Homer?
German accent, and it just like,
So it could be called Homer.
it was like Marge, I've lost Marge, like this, and the woman looks at me like, oh God, and I'm there like, this is just brilliant, and she just went, where did you leave her, like this, and I was like, this is and there is a reference point for lost people, mainly childs, or that's what she said, child, mainly childs. They were lost. Like this.
Childs?
How old? Yeah, that's well. She's
Okay,
Dutch,
so-
and she goes, "How old is Marge?" She is 63. So I was like, "This is great." Next thing, this woman's walking towards. I'm like, "This is got
Was it Marge?
Got to be Marge." She just walks up, and she was absolutely fine. She got to within 2 yards of this bloke and just turned into the Hulk and just went, bang, started hitting him with a bag and all sorts.
Go March.
Where have you been?
Why are they talking in English at this point?
No, but well, it's kind of broken English because he's still chuntering in English.
But he's German and she's German.
She's going why, and then she goes Harold, and I just went. It's Harold and Marge. It's the German Harold and Marge from Neighbours. Like, this is unbelievable. And then I looked at the guy.
That's Madge.
Madge.
But still,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
for the story, you know.
fuck is Marge?
But I was like, but I looked at the guy. He was the spitting image of a Harold Bishop.
Was it? Did his like little chin thing go on?
It was. I never pictured it. It was unbelievable. It's so. I looked and went, that's brilliant. Like this. And I turned to the woman next to me, the American woman, and says, "I wonder if he plays the tuba." And she laughed her head off, and she had no idea what she was what I was talking about. She was just delirious, and I was like, "Jelly belly" and all this. And I just went through. I kind of went on a bit of a neighbour's rant to her, and she said, "Yeah."
Good on Lisa.
No,
that must be a
lovely
shit
She's
job.
She needs recognising in some way.
That job is the worst / best job in the world because she just must get so many people piss her off, but never like raised a voice. She was just calm and collected. And I said to her, I bet you get every question under the sun. And she goes, daily. It was great. But yeah, anyway, this bloke comes over and he's like, "You got your passport?" Yeah. This is, fucking hell.
Oh, bless her. Well, I'm raising my glass to Lisa.
To Lisa. So
Well
this
done, Lisa.
this
To
episode,
Lisa, not the N-dubs. To Lisa.
I mentioned it to her. I said, "Look,"
The slappy. It don't matter. It don't
The
matter.
what, sorry?
It don't matter.
I know what you meant."
What?
Yeah, there we go.
I know what you meant, but I wanted to explain.
No.
I said to her, I says, "Listen to Drinking with Fear in a couple of days' time, and I'll give you a mention."
Did you write it down for her?
It'll take a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's been a week since the last one.
Well, exactly. But I said to her, I said, "Look, listen to Drinking with Fear, and you'll get a mention." And she nodded her head, and went, "Yes." And I went, I thought to myself, I thought, that's your standard response to some mindless shit. You got some guy who stinks to high heaven, sweating like an absolute pig.
I bet she doesn't speak a lick of English. She's just got like pre-programmed phrases. Yeah, I'll sort it.
It's like one of those
That's it.
key rings you can get.
Yeah.
I got a bullseye one. You're just pressing it and going 180 or spell cat or something like that. That's what she's got. She's got one of those.
It was, but I was so relieved. It was unbelievable. I was like, for fuck's. But again, all it was cards. It didn't really, if it did lose it, it wouldn't have been the end of the
That's not the end of the world. You're not dead, are you?
Jesus. Yeah, it could have been the passport, but there we go. So to Lisa.
Right on
To Lisa.
to Lisa.
Put that cock down.
Slap.
So that's my story of Baku in Azerbaijan.
exciting.
Another one.
Great.
If you go to an airport, does that count as being in the country? I know you are, but
So I've never got this.
so
Is it like international waters?
I stopped off at Belarus, obviously at Minsk.
Yeah.
But does that count as now I can turn around and say I've been to Belarus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I've been to Switzerland once, but I was only to go to France afterwards.
No, it's just ticking countries off.
Do you mean you have to get outside of the airport to say that you've visited the country? Because you've not visited, have you?
No.
Well, no, it said visited. It's gone to.
Fair point.
Yeah, that's fair play. Yeah, that's fair point. So you're now on the old famous grouse then.
I am.
So things are going to go downhill quickly.
Possibly.
Or
We'll see.
or go right quickly. So Ben, you're colourblind.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, breaking news.
Okay.
I
Where's this
where I
come from?
work.
Don't judge me.
I think I knew that anyway, but one, I'm not really an emotional person. You know what I mean? But
Where's this going?
have you watched on YouTube clips of people getting those glasses which make them see colour?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear
I
me.
have.
So you get some like 70-year-old granddad sat there with all the kids and all the
This
grandkids
is like
and
a
that.
dog.
And basically they go and he opens his
No.
present and like, oh, it's a pair of glasses. It's a special ones. And then and like, what's this? And then they're outside in the garden and he just goes and he puts them on and then she starts
Oh,
crying.
it's amazing.
Because
It's great. I have a nephew that is completely colourblind. Can only see black and white, and that's what we're trying to get to for them. It's quite a thoughtful podcast, this one, at the minute.
Yeah,
it's not
oh,
funny.
isn't
It's saying he is genuinely just completely colourblind.
I mean, Tulisa might be colourblind.
But he can see so well in the dark. It's almost like the other senses, apart from that, well, I don't even know what I'm talking about now.
I bet
But he did this. They went on holiday, my brother and the family, and they started walking to a cave, and it got too dark for him to carry on forward, but he could see perfectly.
It's young eyes.
That's almost like a superhero skill.
Maybe. You know what really bothers me is when people talk about blind people and they say like,
I hate it
since
when
they've-
people talk about blind
since
people.
they've gone blind, like their hearing is like improved and it's
shit.
like now a super sense. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I might have.
No, don't think
but
so.
I think it's bollocks.
Okay.
Because like if I
Fuck you, blind people.
if
You
I
bunch
lose
of
my
liars.
sense of smell, my eyesight don't get better.
Well, you don't know, do you? You're not
I'm
lost,
sure other
you've not,
people
lo-
don't
you've not
report
lost your sense of
this.
smell.
Or when you go deaf, your sense of smell gets better. It's bollocks. People who go blind do not get better hearing.
They just rely on it more so that it's more in tune.
Yeah, just rely on it more. That's it. It doesn't get better.
No, but I think better is just a loose term for that. It's amazing that it annoys you, though.
I think they do, though.
For such a placid,
Go on,
laid
let's
back
have a
guy.
fight. Go on. No, I think they do, just judging from my nephew. His other senses are very, very acute.
I bet Tulisa's not colourblind, but I bet she got pink eye.
Oh, God bless Lisa.
That's where the whole thing was leading up
What's
to.
wrong with Tulisa?
It's a long way just to say that one line. But no, I love those. I love those videos, those, and the colourblind ones.
He flops his tit out at the end. That's the best bit.
I never got that far.
Much like the lady in IKEA. Wayne, you were telling us a brilliant story quite recently about your eating habits now.
Oh, my girlfriend has been learning to use the chopsticks
Okay.
to eat because
Why?
it was crap at it. Because she's always been interested. She's a big fan of Chinese food, and as am I. Well, I can use chopsticks. So
Do you use one in each hand?
yeah, that's how I'm meant to do it.
No, you're not meant to do it like that.
One
at
in-
all.
Of course not. You
It's not one in each
morons.
hand.
Well, you just said yes.
Of course.
I laid the trap, and you just walked straight into that fucker.
No, I use them properly.
It's on record
But she would.
that you use one chopstick in each hand. It's on sound. It's on video. You all heard that or watched it.
I can't do chopsticks. I'm one of those really
No.
annoying people that will go to the Chinese restaurant with the aim of I will try.
Oh, okay.
I will try and fit in. Can't do it. Ruin those chopsticks. Cost the restaurant.
and
And
then
then
sheepishly ask for a fork.
yes, that's me. That's me. I'll do that.
Do you use chopsticks?
I can, but the last time I used them a long time ago. I've never. The last time I went for a Chinese meal at a restaurant was as long ago as I can remember. I can't remember that.
You can't tell me. You can't tell.
I'm an Indian guy. You know that.
So for about a week, I made my girlfriend eat every meal, Chinese or not, with chopsticks.
That's soup week.
Are
Wasn't
we talking mashed potato or anything like that?
Yeah, I tried to get her to eat soup, pie.
Pie.
Yeah, it's
Pie
really
with
hard to get through
chopsticks.
that crust. But she managed it. She tried to cheat a couple of times, but
How do you cheat?
I think she was stabbing things with the chopstick.
Is that not an acceptable thing?
Who was she? Who was she thinking that the food
The
was?
Chinese eat pie.
Probably you.
Oh, I don't think so. So, how on a scale of 1 to 10 do you rate your chopstick game?
My chopstick. How do you rate something like that? Can you use them? Yes. Can you not use them?
Could I add that I can play chopsticks on the piano?
Can you now? How
Yeah. That dun 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 dun.
I thought you meant there's a song called Chopsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
What's that?
It didn't mean
What-
you can
what
Don't
just
play
do it
song?
again. But I
the piano with chopsticks.
didn't know. That's what I thought. I thought that's what you meant. I can play chopsticks on the piano. So
No.
fucking I can. Pissing Cat plays the piano when he walks down it, but Jesus. No.
Yeah, it's a song.
Oh, okay, well, that's good. So she's good at using chopsticks.
She's now proficient enough to eat a meal
and obviously
without dropping too much down her.
Lana is the giver of t-shirts.
She is, yes.
Yeah,
She's
she
now
is.
provided you with one that almost fits.
Yeah, obviously when they ordered the when she ordered the extra large, they still gave the large because it's still quite snug. But in a couple of months, this will be really quite big on me. You know, after I've done my 3-month cut. So
You what?
What are you cutting?
well, I'm always starting some regime or something or other that lasts a week.
What are you on at the minute? Last time you were doing vegan crap.
No, I
Or have you
ate
done something
vegan
since-
for a month.
Yeah.
As proof that someone who, I mean, I eat veg, that's fine. But as someone who, because there's a lot of shit about vegan now, and it's mainly from people who just go, vegan's it, whatever, you know, people eat what they want. And I came back from Barbados after spending time there with a couple of vegans who were possibly listening, and I said, you know what? And it was really interesting. I was quite into it. I was like, oh yeah, and why they do it and this and the other. Great, fantastic. And I thought, you know what? Next month I will eat vegan for a month. As a kind of just to reinforce my belief that actually it's completely fine.
And you've not kept to it.
Can we?
Oh no, I did it.
Something like it.
Can we come up with a diet for you that you have to keep to until the next podcast?
If it
I'm
revolves
good
around
with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
out of India and Chinese takeaway.
No. On a similar scale, did you hear about that bloke that had eaten 3 KFCs for a year?
3 or 3.
3 KFCs
How did
for an
he manage
entire
that?
year. He dressed up in a suit and had a mate.
Yes, I did.
Yes, it's brilliant, isn't it? He had a mate that was a limo driver. So in the spare time, when they weren't using the limo, he would get into the back of the limo, dress up in a suit, turn up at his local KFC, and say he was the chief taster for KFC and had to go back into their quarters, into their lair, and taste. He was in charge of food quality for them, and they fell for it for an entire year.
It's
The
great.
same place.
Yes, for an entire year,
And you were
every night.
once a week, or every night.
Well, no, every. It was the
Well,
same.
maybe
It was the
it was
same. It
once
was
a
the
week,
same.
I
It was the
mean,
same
isn't it?
night every week. Went in and ate 3 KFC, claiming he was the chief food taster, and it took them a year to find out he was talking bollocks.
Amazing.
That's great. I mean, it shows you the
He's
level of
more of
staff.
a hero than Tulisa.
Tulisa was, I don't know, she's right up there on the scale of heroes at the moment. But no, I saw that story and I was like, that's fantastic. But
It is.
you'd have to kind of go around the menu because you're like, hang on, like, you know, this guy Dave who's turned up from head office.
Why does he always have the fucking?
Why is he always going for the zinger
I
twister?
mean, how quality of our dippers that he has to check them every week?
And also, why? I mean, I know he brings an extra person with him all the time, you know, just to make sure it's actually not just him thinks it's nice or not, you know. And he brings all his friends, that's fine. But it's I mean, when he brought all his family
What
that
a
time,
legend. To go to the extent of getting a limo to do it, I'd give him 3 KFC for that.
No, yeah, I mean that's publicity.
Of course it
You
is.
can't buy.
He got 100% effort into this one.
Mm-hmm.
Carling, ice cold Carling. Here we go, close up. Ooh, ooh. That is sexy right there, isn't it?
Well, it was kind of orgasmic from
And-
the noises you were making.
And the sound.
Mm. Wow.
That is a very tight T-shirt.
It's because
Or a
of
little bit down yourself.
the hulky, bulky, lovable nature of the person inside.
No, but in social media terms, the
That's
only,
what people
thing
have told me.
the only thing I could top that with this week that I've read was the woman in Australia that was so sick of people having cigarette breaks because they enjoyed cigarette breaks, so they're allowed out. She thought to herself, what do I enjoy as much as what they do with having a fag?
Was she masturbating on her breaks?
Yes, she was.
Was it Tulisa?
Daffy goes
so-
out for a
And
fag.
came out-
Fine.
She's gone way up now. She was already a hero. Now she's a god.
No, she was quite public. That whenever
What?
people went outside for a cigarette break, she would go to the toilets, and in her words, I'd go and have a wank.
How long are these people taking to have a cigarette?
Wait. Where does she work?
In Australia?
So she works in a Wakamama?
Yeah. Down some billabong and,
Yeah.
and some wanga man.
Wakamamas. Wakamamas.
That's the one. Yeah, that's where she works.
Wagamama's Australian.
No, I think it's Japanese, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the place with the kangaroo burgers.
Wagamama's? No.
Yes, it is. Is it?
No, I
No,
don't think so.
it's like Asian food.
Where's that fucking Italian? Where's the
Italian.
no
Hold on,
the
mate.
Australian restaurant in town?
Walkabout.
No, I know what you're
That's the
thinking,
bar.
but it's gone. It's been knocked down.
That was a Wagamama. Well,
No,
fuck knows what it was.
it wasn't. Damn you, Wayne, for turning up an hour late. This is what you've caused.
Oh, dear. And you're on the famous grouse as well. Bloody hell, fire.
He's catching up, bless him.
Oh, dear.
But hey, imagine that. Could you go to your boss and say, sorry, I'm just nipping off for a wank?
I could say it.
I could say it.
I'd enjoy that. That'd be great.
But I'm not sure I could do it.
I'm not sure how well it would go down.
Ooh.
Leave that there.
Yeah.
No, bless him, no, quite public about it. Went to news. I'm sick of people having fag breaks. I'm going to have a wank break.
Technically,
That,
Only in
seems like, that
Australia.
just seems like an excuse.
technically, in my job, I could actually do that because if I
You
just
say,
on
you
camera.
say technically, Pete. This is come on.
You
Not-
could,
this-
you mean
this-
you could do it whilst you work?
This is called Wednesday.
because I could just press obviously mic off, turn the sound off,
Just mute yourself.
and and there we go. There might be a 3-mile chase going on, so there's a good 2.5,
Yeah, but if you're
5
like-
minutes or whatever,
If you're doing like one of those horse race things and you're commentating over it,
Or horse
'cause
racing.
they start off quite slow, don't they?
No,
Go,
but
go, here's number one, he's coming out.
Oh, so you can time-
he's going, yes, yes!
And he's finished.
Do it, that's your challenge.
that's
next week.
that's the BAFTA. That is. That's the Sony Radio Award or whatever it is, the podcast equivalent.
Did you ever try the danger wank as a kid? You've heard the danger wank.
Absolutely not.
You start off and you shout mum. And
No,
then she comes upstairs and the job is to try and finish before you...
I only did that once, but not.
There you go! I'm looking at you the entire time.
Does
Pete.
it count if I'm doing it and I shout Selby's mum?
No,
No, she ain't going to come walking, is she?
no,
Huh?
no. There was only one time, right, and it wasn't to do with anyone to do with the family. It wasn't no family involved.
I was not expecting this.
No, no,
Okay,
there's only
talk,
one.
talk away.
And when years ago, we'll go into the football,
Last week.
and there was no one in the house. Okay, and my mate who I went to the football with was going to come round, and then we're going to go catch the bus into Leicester to watch the football.
Okay.
And I'm half through the process,
Mid-tug, we'll call it.
and there was a knock at the door, and in walked the person in question, my mate. But I'm upstairs, obviously. So he's like, walks in, hi, because he could, that was what happened.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll be down in a sec. But that sec turned into a bit more of a,
Well, that would have ruined the moment, wouldn't it?
it kind of did. But I
walking
thought
in
I've
and interrupting.
I've got to carry on and all this sort of thing. But because of that, it didn't take like a few minutes. It took a little bit longer. And then the call was of, you all right? Come on, we've got to go. We've got to catch the thing. Yeah.
Give me a fucking minute!
Put my trousers on. Yeah, Tulisa.
God bless Tulisa.
Oh, you found my wallet. Minsk. Where's Gate H?
I love you, Tulisa. To
Yeah.
Tulisa.
To Tulisa.
I'm
To
sorry,
Tulisa,
Tulisa.
yeah. But yeah, that as soon as you said that, I was like, I just remember that because it was really weird. Go on, we better catch this bus. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Oh,
And you're
God.
like,
Sat on the bus, just looked down, so put my hand down my trousers. Oh my God.
Brilliant.
I'd like to pet you before I go. I'll be back tomorrow night so we can drink some more. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinking. I said more, another round. I said more, another round. I said more, another round. One more round, get me down.